create a quote poster using Photopea. And the first thing we will do is to create a background, then choose a quote, and then you will choose which words you're going to emphasize. And after that, we will show you how to use layer styles to emphasize some of the words. First off, File, New, 8 by 10 inches. Click this to IN inches. Background white, create. Let's create a color for the background using Paint Bucket. So you can use this. You can choose a different color if you want. Click OK. I happen to like that color. Click OK. Then to create a vignette effect, you will get on the brush tool, come up here to brush options, choose 24. You will bring the hardness all the way down so that it will be soft, and a large size brush. Okay, click off of that. Then you want to make sure that over here you choose a color that is darker than this. So I'll choose a color down there. Now I can come out almost to the end. So my brush really is not much on the canvas, but I will click around and that will create a vignette effect. Where it's darker, you can scroll up if you need to. So I'm going to click all the way around. Now you can do this a little more carefully. All right, so once you have that, then you could change your brush, and add some of this. You can add some texture. Now it could be this kind of brush that's very textured. Bring the size up again. This brush that's a 7, it looks like a, of course we want it back up. Click off of that. You would probably want to come up with a color that's slightly, maybe lighter or darker than the color that you originally did. Choose something, and you can start creating texture. I can actually make my brush a little bit bigger. If I want to have a bigger brush, I just come up here to brush and type in a number here, and I have 1,100. So you can see that that really creates a very, very textured effect. So you can really play around with how you want that to be. And you could keep adding layers. Let's say I wanted to go back to something that's slightly darker. Click OK to add a little bit more on there. And then you could also add more of the vignette effect around if you want. But let's say we're finished with that. I'm going to go and find my quote. Copying it from the internet. I'm going to choose this one, copy. Let's go back to Photopea. And now I will get my text tool and click anywhere. And I did a Control V, which is paste. And at this point, it is very large, so I could get my move tool, and it came in very large. So I think what I will want to do is, let's go back to the move tool, and I can click on it. Oops. I guess I will click here and drag so I can I'll highlight everything. Let's bring it down to 40. Okay. This also needs to be 40. 40. All right, now you can decide what do you want to emphasize. Art is a line around your thoughts. I think art and thoughts definitely should be emphasized. Is a line, probably a line too. Art, line, and thoughts, potentially. So I'm going to start typing them out on new. Take my text tool. I'm going to do art, art. And make it large. So 300. I'm going to move it up here. Then I will get my text tool and do line. Oops. Move tool. And text tool, thoughts. Oops. There we go. That I will probably, we'll have to take care of the size of that later. Then art is a line. We need is an A. So let's type that. Is A. Line, I went around and your. So the ones that I don't want emphasized as much, I'm going to make smaller. And let's go to go over here on the layers at 100. Now I can make sure that, let's see the move tool, that if I want to center them, I don't have to. It's an A, down, click here around to your, and thoughts. So now at this point, I'm going to change, I can hide my original one. I have these ones emphasized. I have these ones a little bit smaller that are not going to emphasize. Now I'm going to choose some fonts. That's all the same fonts, and you need to choose fonts. So let's see, art. What will I choose for art? I may even want that in all caps. So I might want it in all caps. I will go up to a font and choose something. So all of this will take you some time and some choices of what you would like to have. So just choose something. Okay. I think I'm going to actually change the size of that. Now for thoughts, what are we going to do for thoughts? Click on thoughts. Definitely needs text tool. What are we going to do? Okay, find something that matches that. Maybe it will be a sans serif, what I already have. So maybe I'll go with what I have for that. Bring it down. Maybe I will go with a bold. I'm going to go with bold. That makes it bold. All right, so that's a basic idea, and I will probably want to have a different font here. So let's go back to my other project, And you can see that I've emphasized these words, used different typefaces. And next is to use layer styles, the layer styles. So layer styles, there it is. So I will show you layer styles, and then you can just have fun. So come to the text tool, and I'm on that layer of art. Let's go to art. Layer styles is when you click on, I'm on the layer that I want to change, art, double click on it, and you come to layer styles. That means I can have options. And first I'll show you drop shadow. So click on the word drop shadow. There's a check mark and this gets darker. Now it gives me options. Do you see there's already a drop shadow there? Well, I can choose how I want to, the distance to go. The opacity means how transparent or opaque it is. Spread. If I would like to, let's say I would also like to put on an inner shadow. Perhaps a stroke. Add a stroke to it. These are all things that you can change to emphasize your words. So when you are finished, you can click OK. And that is the beginning of creating this project. One other thing to show you, if I come down to thoughts, I'm going to show you how to put a pattern into there. So layer styles, if you do pattern overlay, you can actually come to, make sure you're clicking there. Now there are directions on Schoology on how to create a pattern. There's a video especially for making your own pattern. But if you, you can look at that, and then once you make your own pattern, or you can use one of Photopea patterns, you can put the pattern within just click on one of these and it goes within your word. And once you click off, I can change the scale of it. So you can see how it gets bigger. Okay, I like that. And maybe I want to add a drop shadow and click OK. So have fun, and the sky's the limit with what you can actually do with this. And let's see, there you go.